Welcome back into the Glass Cannon. I am Brian Holland, and I am a gateway to adventure. And everybody here is going to be walking right through me into the glorious world of Pendragon in the year of our Lord 506. No, I don't know. Yeah, make that my lower third. Gateway to adventure.
Gateway to adventure.
I'm going to get business cards next to MC of Vibes is what I'm going to do. So, welcome back. We're here. We're still playing Pendragon. Today we're going to do the epilogue for our most recent story, and also yet another winter phase. And if this is your first time watching through,
That's right.
it is downtime, but it is, I promise you, it's exciting. If you're not normally the type of person who likes to check out the more mechanical side of things, I would say just stick around, like passively consume it a little bit, see if it's for you. But there is some really cool, fun stuff that happens, and as we'll prove as we go on in the story, there will be references to stuff that happens during the winter phase. But you won't be lost. We'll mention that at the time. So, how's everyone feeling? We're feeling
great.
Good? It's been like a week.
Dude.
Right? Yeah.
What did you say in here?
It's been like a week since we saw each other.
I know.
I know.
Hard to keep all these facts straight. But I was just earlier today, Skid and Paula and I were recording another show. And I was just reminiscing about how cruel Sir Guigan was to that poor woman.
We were just talking about it. Yes. Yeah. A lot of moral
She's just like, I just want to live my best life. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you how to live your life. Because I'm a knight.
And Paula, did you have a haircut? Did you send me your hair?
I trimmed my bangs. I pulled back the sides a little. But no, I actually really need a haircut. Look how long it's getting. And it's like, it's too much bulk right here. I need to get the layers refreshed a little so that it,
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This
I appreciate
might be the longest
that.
I've seen your hair.
I haven't had it this long in a while. Yeah.
This is great for everyone listening at home because they have gone to jointhenation.com and they have signed up to subscribe to get the audio version of this podcast.
Yes, exactly. So you can definitely not see Paula's hair.
My hair's pulled back on the sides, everyone. It is
It looks great. I like the pullback on the sides. I feel like it's almost like thematic. It's like
that's what I was
it's like
say.
Renaissance
fair.
Yeah,
I
it is
almost did that today.
Yeah.
I had these little mini clips.
Yes.
And I almost did it. And then I forgot.
You can do it next week.
next week.
Yeah.
But I have the puff sleeves.
I was going to compliment.
Yes.
I really like your top.
Thank you.
And
Unless
I'm
it's
wearing
part
a
of a
cap
dress.
in my very best Troy Lavelli impression. So doing my level best here.
Well, just sitting here with my American GM playing a little Pendragon. Act natural, everyone. Act natural.
I think you're going to have to be meaner to us if you want to have a really accurate Troy impression.
Yeah.
That's my impression of Troy.
Okay.
He's only GM's
Got your characters in
twice.
Let me crush your dreams real quick.
All right. So before we get started, one thing is that the Pendragon Game Master Handbook is now available from chaosium.com in your friendly local game store.
Yes.
And you can get it on chaosium.com along with anything else from the Pendragon or RuneQuest lines and save yourself 15% by using the code PENCANNON2 at checkout. So don't forget, if you want to enjoy the winter phase and all the fun other things, and I'm going to actually, during today's winter phase, hopefully be revealing something from another upcoming Pendragon publication that we haven't yet talked about. So everyone get very excited. So when we last left our intrepid group of knights, they were dealing with a moral quandary.
Yes, we were.
So we now return to, and remind me, were you still in the forest, or did you say like we're going to go back to the village at the end of the last episode?
Well, I feel like we didn't settle on anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we just kind of stayed in the forest.
I don't think we
I
quite
did sort of
left
cut
yet.
you off because it sounded like everyone was still. You had some ideas about what you were going to do about this problem, but you haven't necessarily locked it down exactly. So we return now to our knights, where they are deliberating the outcome for a most unusual situation. So you're still in the south of Modron's forest, south of the village where you made friends, where you met Llewellyn, where you met Lord Edwallon. And the woman Drusilla is still nearby, seems very anxious. She's sitting by the pond. and all of you seem to be here to decide her fate and that of her child, and potentially her husband Hugin.
Well, I think we went back and forth a lot about it, and I can tell you that I slept on it and was like, I think we just have to give this baby to the lady and raise him, as somebody else's baby, right?
Can we get Lady Montacute to take this baby?
Then we get an heir, even if it's fake, and we're all lying thieves, but, whatever. It's certainly better than the alternative. I feel like, yes, it's a moral quandary, but it's a choice between bad and worse. There's no good outcome here, but there is a potential one if this child ends up being raised in a happy house and
to be a noble. I mean, that's a pretty good outcome for the baby.
It's a pretty good outcome for a peasant baby. Absolutely.
This might be a net zero glory point situation.
This is really, really tricky. This is incredibly tricky.
But
it's funny too
like
because just like with us, we have our personal sort of morality, but we're also sort of beholden to a code of conduct.
Exactly.
That we have to interpret.
Yeah.
And so it's very tricky.
At least as long as we don't dip into the negative, then I feel like we're okay doing our best.
Yeah, if we can keep our honor even keel and save a child and give them a better life, I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
and give this woman a better life, right? If that's what she wants. If she doesn't actually want to be a housekeeper type,
Here's what else.
Yeah, she'll be dead in about a week.
That's what she wants.
Living in the woods. She might be
good at that.
But it's what she wanted.
Exactly. It's what she wanted.
We could also look at it like this. I've been trying to figure out how to justify, Paula wants to take this baby away and pawn it off as Lady Montacute's kid. But it's hard to justify that as the character because I have a 17 in honest, and this is not honest, though you could argue it is potentially merciful, but also this baby does have this tattoo.
Yes. So I forgot. I did have one other thing. I didn't want to get Sorry, go ahead.
I was just to finish the thought is, I could almost maybe justify Dame Fiona saying, look, we have to take this baby because we have to show this tattoo to Lady Montacute because it's the same tattoo that was on the giant, and does she know something about this? And maybe that's how I figure out how to justify this action. I don't know. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, and I forgot, I had this thought a week ago after we had logged off, which was like, I was kind of hesitant about it in the episode, but then I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, the other solution here is I could take the baby and just raise the baby. There is that option, right? And I'm looking at myself, I'm like, he's cruel, he's not merciful, whatever. But you could also interpret this a few different ways, one of which is, his selfishness could, he could be like, I want one of my own to mold, right, in my whatever. And there are no prospects for Sir Queegan right now. He does not have any particular love interests, and there's nothing that's looking very hopeful.
Is he a notorious lover of children, perhaps?
I mean,
really,
all I'm saying is
he just loves kids.
Loves being around kids. Yeah,
right. Yeah. all I'm saying is it's just an option that isn't a lie, right? That isn't deceitful and saves the baby, and we can keep an eye on it if something about this tattoo is, a problem. That was my big hesitation. Is like, I don't want this kid inheriting land if it's a Saxon, baby that's going to end up, I don't know. Yeah. So
I mean, and there's certainly nothing better for the baby than to be raised by a cruel, selfish single father in the Dark Ages.
Get him a copy. Get him the scroll edition of What to Expect When You're Expecting. Make sure that's all good.
Well,
all right.
Anybody could take it, but
So the characters need to make this decision now. So Drusilla is nearby, and you can essentially just leave her as you would and return to the village. But the issue is you need to tell, one, Hugin what's going on, but then also explain to Lord Idwallan. And you could arguably do that at the same time. You could summon them, tell Llewellyn to summon them to the hall and discuss it there if that's what you'd like to do. But you all need to be in the same. I suppose you could then later decide, if Sir Quegan's actually going to take the child, because there's a chance Lady Montacute will be like, no, thank you. Right? Yeah. You don't know that, so that could be a little bit of backup.
Like, why are you pawning off this demon child on me?
Yeah. And I guess
we just assumed that you'd want this.
Yeah.
Like this orphan.
I like how we didn't ask her at all.
No. Yeah, we have so much respect for one woman's desire on how she wants to live, and almost none for the lady we work for.
Hey, listen, net zero. We're still good.
Yeah. Maintaining the balance.
Right. And this is all obviously operating under the assumption that one, Hugin wants us to take the baby, which... And once he knows it's not a changeling, which is possible, or he'll never believe it's not a changeling.
Yeah, I don't think he...
And that we get the permission of Ed Wallen. We would have to have his permission too, right? So there's a few steps here before we start to get into the more complicated things.
Are any of us good at lying?
Ooh, probably not me.
I don't think there's even a skill for that, is there? Is it intrigue?
Well, no, not even like. Not, I don't mean like good at lying, but okay
deceitful.
With lying. I mean, because I think all of us are like higher honest than deceitful, right?
No, I am 10 and 10.
Oh, then
which means you can choose. It's fine, and you won't necessarily have to roll unless you're Dame Fiona. Maybe she should wait outside. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I just let y'all go do this because it's very difficult for me to lie, but I kind of also think that I've been convinced. I don't think that the child is a changeling, but there is something about him, I believe, because he has this tattoo, and so I do think we should take him away from here and figure out why he has this tattoo and what it means. So,
I agree.
Well, the father will have to release him to us, to our care, as will Lord Edwallen. So let's speak with all of them and see what they have to say.
Right then.
Let's head back, and we'll summon them, and we can use Llewellyn to be like, gather the two of them at once. I'd like to have them in the same room at the same time. See how this all goes down.
So you do you return to the village probably mid-afternoon. By the time you've gone and through the woods and come back and deliberated for so long. And Hugin, Lord Edwallen, and Llewellyn, and the druid are assembled in the hall. Lord Edwallen and the druid obviously seated up at the high table. Just a reminder, this is a much smaller hall than Lord Montacute's, which in turn is much smaller than Lord Robert's. And Hugin has placed the child swaddled on the floor and has stepped away from it because he's worried about being too close to the baby. Lord Edwallen is eating grapes, which is very decadent.
Yeah.
And upon entering, he goes, yes, come inside. How are you doing? Now, I assume you've perhaps spoken with the Fae, and we now know if we can slaughter the fake child that is before us and make pillows from its innards, which is hay, obviously, because it's a fetch.
Sorry, my lord, this does not appear to be the case. We did, in fact, find Drusilla in the woods, and she, even herself, has not made any contact with the Fae folk. She simply left the house. She no longer wanted to be there, I'm sorry to say. And she said she left the child behind.
By the way, he's looking at her. What do you mean? You saw my wife, you didn't bring her back to me? What?
She would not return, Hugin. She does not wish to live in that household, and I can't imagine why. Certainly nothing you said led us to believe that she was unhappy. Well, she seemed thoroughly unhappy to me.
I just kind of nudge Sir Quegan because I'm like, we still need him to agree to all the things we need to agree to. So maybe just
I got fired up.
Lord Edwallen goes, ooh, how embarrassing. Well, that is a shame. I can't imagine if my wife just left me because she didn't like me anymore. And he sort of laughs at the druid who is asleep by his side.
Amazing.
Well,
So, Lord
anyway,
Edwallon, that said, we have a proposal for you to consider, and you as well, obviously, Hugin. While it is true that we believe this child to not be a changeling, for we saw no fey folk whatsoever, we can, of course, not be 100% certain of that fact, and we thought perhaps we would relieve you of this child rather than have you kill it. We could take it with us and determine on our own if it is a changeling, and if it is not, we will raise it as one of ours. Your thoughts?
Hugin's just aghast. He's like, that child has to be a changeling. It has to be. What do you mean? Drusilla won't come home to me. She has to go. I'm her husband. Where is she? I'll go convince her. Where is she? I'll go right now. Tell me where she is.
Boy.
She's a bit stressed right now. I think she just maybe needs some time to herself for a little bit.
Well, if we tell her that you're planning on taking the child away, then surely she will come back, because a mother's love knows no bounds.
In this case, it has a little bit of bounce.
She is bounded.
A little bit of bounce.
She is a true pioneer of motherhood. She has found those boundaries and is exploring them now.
Yeah.
Well, I can't raise a child by myself. I don't know. I don't.
No,
absolutely
certainly
I
not.
don't
You
milk for
cannot.
one thing.
We will take the child, so you don't have to worry about it. You won't have to worry anymore about whether it is a changeling or not. That will now be our responsibility. As knights, it is our duty to protect those who are not knights, and therefore we will be merciful upon you and all in this village, and relieve you of this burden.
Yes, think of it simply as a consensual kidnapping.
A new start to life.
A rebirth.
Lord Edwallon nods. Yes, just one question. Why do you want this child?
We are.
Well, the baby has this mark, you see, and I'll just pick the baby up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And like...
Oh, yes,
and
we've heard of the mark, yes.
Yes. Now, I have seen this
Shows
before.
it's a changeling.
No,
so you
I
also
don't
know
think so. Because we slaughtered a giant who had this same mark.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
Yes, and so I think, yeah, all right, that we could take this child and investigate further what the mark means. That is why we are interested.
Also, we
no
couldn't
longer having
stomach the murder of a child.
that.
No, there was that.
That too.
But of course, nor do we wish to deprive His Grace of free hay. This is not our intent.
Well, I suppose it really makes no difference to me where the child is raised. It stands to inherit nothing. It stands to really contribute nothing, and its parents are clearly incapable of, even keeping a tidy home. It would seem. And Hugin is aghast again. Like his whole world is falling apart. He found out that his wife would rather live in the woods. Found out that the child that he'd been neglecting for like 5 days is actually his child, but he also maybe doesn't care about his child and that it's going to be taken away.
Yes.
Well, if he wants to keep the child, then why are we
He hasn't expressed that. It seems like
I'm
he's
just saying
torn.
things. Yeah,
But if
he's
he
torn.
says he wants the child, I'm down to leave it. But
if you are concerned about having a clean home, worry not. At least your home shall be uncontaminated by children.
Lord Edwallon shakes his head. There's too much. I will not surrender the child to a broken home, such as Hugin has presented. It is very embarrassing and is not befitting of my court. So if you wish to take the child, you shall. But should the child come of age, should live through its 15 winters, you must return the child to Hugin so he can be reunited with his father, should Hugin still be alive. Any earnings the child will make in that 15 years, be they meager or large, Hugin will have right to when the child comes of age.
Oh, of course. Is there a discussion of that fact? That is the law,
Yeah.
Lord Edwallon. Of course.
Just making it very clear. Hugan, do you find these terms acceptable? Hugan takes a moment, takes a few breaths. He opens his mouth. Lord Edwallon says, all right, thank you. Now, was there anything else? Were you staying for the rest of our Festival of Ostara?
I wouldn't mind,
now.
but I wouldn't all right.
Sorry.
Okay,
no,
fine.
Fiona, I believe, would like to stay and have more pagan time. So we
Well,
should stay.
Yes, I would love to seek out brightly colored eggs in the woods. precious eggs.
$10 a dozen eggs.
Oh, yeah. Precious, overpriced, in scarcity eggs.
I don't get these jokes because our eggs are plentiful and
Oh, you
quite reasonably
stop
priced.
bragging.
Makes me want to cry. It's fine.
You mean your fowl
bragging.
has not been blighted by illness?
Tainted fowl.
This is the true pagan village is blessed.
All right, so if you do decide to stay for the next couple of days, they pass rather uneventfully. And when the time comes for you to take the child back to Montacute, it's been like 3 or 4 days now since you've gone. So hopefully, Lady Montacute doesn't think you're dead. You are saddling your horses. Bojack's taken his saddle off himself somehow in the night. Did that without thumbs. But yeah, so you
time.
both do that. And you're settling out. And who will be actually cradling the child for the,
Should we
for
take
the
shifts?
afternoon's ride home?
Sorry, Dame Sophina. What was Noura?
I say we can take shifts. It doesn't matter. Do I feel like
Maybe
it's...
holding shifts.
Yeah.
Everyone make a
Sir
spit up
Quegan
roll.
will start, though.
Yeah,
Do a
okay.
little
Make a what roll?
swaddle.
A spit up roll. I was speaking.
Oh, spit. Oh, okay. I didn't hear it. I thought we were doing a real one. All right.
Babies
Never mind.
leak a lot. Yeah.
Don't we need like a wet nurse or something though?
Yeah,
Well, they
we'd have
them
to
at
figure
the-
that out.
They have them at. They've got
But
them.
to
There's
like
a
travel
wetness
with
shop.
us.
Oh, well, no, it's only like a 3-hour trip.
Yeah,
I thought it was
it's the
multiple
same
days.
day.
No. It was only you won't be very long. Otherwise, yes, you would.
Okay.
Do that. And as you're settling up to leave, Llewellyn comes out. And he
Oh, God.
he walks past Sir Caradoc. Walks past Dame Sophina. He lingers past Sir Quegan. Makes like he's maybe about to say something, but he just makes long, intense eye contact.
Sir Quegan does not break said eye contact.
Oh, what a hard man.
Is he coming over? Is he?
I was
And
like, is he flirting?
He's
and then he
making his
steps
move.
past Sir Quegan to Dame Fiona.
Hi.
And he leans heavily on his spear, and he's looking up at you on your horse.
Yes.
So, do you think you'll return again to our village anytime soon?
Well, it would be nice to have somewhere to spend the holy days, and they aren't honored really anywhere else. So perhaps I shall at the next holiday. Would
Of
you
course.
be here?
Well, yes, I've not yet a home, but soft is the grass, and my bed is always free. And he turns, and he walks away.
Wow.
Why couldn't you
When
have
he
said
walks,
this
you
2
just
days
see-
ago?
Yeah, dude, that's Irish peasant talk right
Yeah,
there.
that's some
My bed is always free.
Irish boldness.
This is just because Brian wants one of us to have a baby so bad.
You've already got a baby. You fixed that.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh, I
But
think
we
I'll
haven't
be
rolled on the
making
childbirth
some
table
visits.
is what Dame Fiona is referring to there. So,
So
upon
visit.
your return to the halls of Montacute, you have time with Lady Montacute, who is, for the first time that you've seen her, is no longer wearing black.
Yeah.
Out of mourning.
Yeah, she's wearing colours.
Finally
She's in
out
a
of
Ready
mourning.
to marry again.
Oh, there you go.
And it is getting much cooler as the winter approaches, and the fire in the hall is roaring. There are not many people in the hall that night, just a few locals, some graduates of summer camp, etc., who are there. And she is sitting at the high table, and as you return, She stands wearily, nervously. It's clear that she's been anxious to learn of your return.
Did she miss you, Sequegan?
My lady, we have returned, and though we are quite, dirty from the road, we would very much like to speak with you with all urgency. Though if you wish us to wash, we can certainly do so.
No, please explain to me what happened? What happened with the child and the changeling and the man?
Is this a private room by any chance? Like, are there other people?
There's other people in the hall.
Great hall.
Everyone's listening. Well, not everyone. There's like 6-7 people.
Because this might be a private conversation we need to have, especially with pretending to have heirs and shit, you know?
Yeah, to leave that as an option, maybe Fiona needs to stay outside with the baby or something like that.
I can.
Or with the. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or leave the baby outside with the squire, or
with Bojack
outside.
Yeah, we'll hobble the baby. And then
I can stay outside with the child until I have a sign that it's appropriate to come in and reveal that we have a baby with us.
And then maybe if the others can skedaddle while we have a
I would
one-on-one.
I would say it was uneventful, my lady. A misunderstanding of the highest sort. There will be no child killed, and there was no run-in with the Fey folk whatsoever. As I said, a misunderstanding, and I'm glad it is behind us now. Please, enjoy yourself, all of you. Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. And they go back to cleaning. She pours some drink and she sits down and she's, "Oh, well, I'm very glad. But wait, where is Dame Safina? Where is Dame Fiona? Dame Safina's right here before me, obviously. Where is the other lady?
We get confused for each other all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
She was killed on the road. It happens.
People only can distinguish us by looking at our arms.
Yes, and smelling us.
Yeah.
She did not feel that she was presentable for court, and I certainly understand. I felt the same way myself, but I felt it was urgent that we see you at once. And now, if you wouldn't mind, we are all going to retire and get some rest, and then we can answer any questions you have directly.
Well, certainly. Okay.
And then he'll just like walk up to her, so that and speak quietly, so that other people, assuming they've gone back to their business, he'll just step up to her quietly and say, "We need to speak with you urgently of private matters that I'm sure you would not want heard in front of the court. Fiona is outside as well. Whenever it is easy for you, my lady."
She rises and claps her hands, drawing the attention of the servants and the people in the hall. She says, "All of you, leave us now!" And they begin to march out into the oncoming cold. Dame Fiona, you see the doors of the hall open, and all these people scurry out, whispering to one another about what news must have come.
I will turn away with the baby, so that they don't just see that I have a baby as they exit. Just to be like,
while you've been hanging out there with the baby, the baby has been making very intense eye contact.
That is inappropriate, baby. I am at the highest station than you.
I more meant that infant children.
Lower your gaze, peasant.
I'm sorry.
My eyes are up here, baby.
You shall look at the ground when you address me. You peasant child, I am a knight. Sorry.
From what I've been led to understand about infants, like really young babies, and Joe, maybe you can confirm or deny this, but like really young, like week-old children generally don't make eye contact.
No.
They don't.
They can't really see.
They can't see. They can only see contrast. So it feels a bit weird. You won't know that. I'm just letting everyone know that, so that you can be like, stop looking at me. Lower your gaze.
Does it give me a strange feeling or sense or something otherworldly? Is there
No. I don't know. Do you feel affection for it? don't know. Just
it's giving me strong eye contact. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
you want to blindfold it, maybe.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
All right.
Babies are adorable.
Yeah, they have to be. Otherwise, we would just abandon them. It's an evolutionary thing.
Yeah.
Have you
Unless
developed...
this one's filled with hay.
Have you been developing a bond with this baby over the course of our 3-hour journey?
I mean, maybe a little. He's cute.
Yeah, but something's off.
If it's making eye contact, yes.
It looks like a dude
strange.
looking at you.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm picturing in my head is this like newborn. It's just like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
with a tattoo.
we need to talk about something. You're like,
a tattooed newborn staring at you.
Yeah. There's something strange about
Yeah.
this baby. I don't know, maybe it is a changeling.
The hall is now empty, and Fiona, you've seen all the peasants leave, but your fellow knights have not left the hall. Lying there
Right.
is empty.
I will enter with the baby. Then.
And Sir Quegan will close the doors behind. She'll walk back to the doors as Dame Fiona walks in. He will close the doors behind her and turn back to face the lady. My lady, I'm afraid my first words were meant to deceive those of your hall, the servants and such. We need to be truthful with you. The baby is not a changeling, but it was left in a broken home and had no hope to be raised in a
such suffering.
generous way.
Well, what if he is a changeling?
What?
What if? I don't know, it's just strange. He's just looking at me all weird, and now I'm thinking about Drusilla, and what if we didn't really... I don't know. Look, it doesn't matter. We got this child out of a bad situation, but there's something strange about him.
Can I take the baby from her and look at the baby?
Yeah.
And get a look at this?
Yeah, it's a fucking baby.
It's just a baby.
It's just a baby. It's
Just
got a
a
weird
baby.
knife on its back.
But he's going to cradle the baby, and a little bit awkward as that may be, he feels somewhat comfortable, and he'll start walking toward Lady Montacute and explain the situation completely truthfully about the mother and about Lord Edwallon, just saying like, great, take that baby out of here, blah blah blah, how we wanted it to have a better life. And I know, my lady, that perhaps it would be in the interest of your house to have an heir, one that could inherit your name and wealth. And I'm curious if this is something that would interest you.
Well, I couldn't, in light of the Lord God, lie to the realm and to our boy King and to the Lord Robert about that. But I agree, this child does need...
You couldn't lie?
A mother figure. So I can raise the child as my ward, but I cannot raise it as my heir. That would be wrong.
What about...
Oh, of course. Did I say heir?
Yes.
I must be weary from the road. I meant ward. I meant
Ward,
ward.
yes, Ward, yes, Ward.
Forgive me, Lady Montacute, but you won't lie about this, and that's fine. I don't like lying either, but you would lie about the giant that we killed a year ago.
Whoa.
Oh,
Record scratch.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I can't believe she went there.
Forgive me for my impertinence, but I wasn't expecting that.
Neither were we out of you, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm so honest. I thought I should just blurt things out sometimes.
Well,
unless you weren't lying, unless
we
the
do not know that the
giant was
Lady
lying.
Montacute was lying, Dame Fiona. What is this speculation in open court?
You took the Saxon's word over mine. Is it?
Well, I don't know.
I would never take the word of a Saxon over.
No! I spit on the floor.
Yeah. I spit on everything.
I hear what...
Spit on everything.
I just start spitting everything. You got it all over the baby.
She stands to address Dame Fiona. Yes, I exercised empathy when hearing the story you told me about this child and that child's mother, and all that child's mother said that she had to endure under her husband. And my husband did not treat me with the dignity and respect fitting my station. And I'll admit before you and before God that I did promise Edgar Slick, that man. I promised him my hand, but it was for an exchange. He was supposed to secret me away to the north, away from Filbert. But the giant said he would be with no woman who still had ties to another man, and slew Filbert and our entire household. That was not my intent. So you forgive me. Forgive me now as I ask God to forgive me every day. But you must believe that I did not have him murder my husband.
Forgive me, my lady, and I will go down on, on a knee, in front of her. Thank you for your honesty. I did not deserve it, and the impertinence of my even bringing it up was unchivalrous and unbecoming of a knight. I'm sorry.
People will hear of your actions today, Lady Fiona. Dame Fiona, please reduce your honor by 1 point.
Oh, no. Okay.
That is really... Yeah. I mean, more than any other game I've played. That's really the GM.
That's brutal. That's like a critical hit.
Yeah.
That's like...
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. She takes the baby. And says that she will raise this boy as her ward, with the helps of her nurses, and he will come be a proud member of their halls and their society. And she thanks you all, mostly, for your time and honourable acts and thought in this event.
You are most
and we now
wise,
come
my lady. Thank
to the end of our story, The Motherless Son.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, good story, Brian.
Yeah.
Everyone had a fun time. It wasn't me. Everyone was
done.
interacting
Juicy.
with it. Exactly.
Man.
All right. And I had to quickly scroll up to 12 pages of notes ago to find out what Lady Montagute's reasonings were, because no one asked her at the time. Okay.
Well, that's why I was like, we should ask her now. And look what happened.
so
I got punished for it.
Yeah, exactly. No one would be so far. Are we excited to then wrap up this story and go into the winter phase?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get
course.
started, and we'll go for a break in a little bit, but let's get underway. So first of all,
Also, before we depart the story, I just want to say real quick that as part of the whole summary, I did clarify to the Lady Montacute that Lord Edwallon fully expects this baby to 15
inherit.
years, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if she wants to go tell him to go screw, she has the power to do that. I didn't.
That's totally up to her. Yeah.
So he let her know.
That agreement, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agreed to it
problem.
immediately because I was like, we've got 15 years to find a way out of this one.
So I did have it in here that you were all going to have to tick your deceitful box for lying to Lord Edwallon and co about the baby, but that's not actually what you ended up doing. You sort of just started explaining the situation.
Yeah.
So what I'll instead do is just everyone please, given the fact that you're dealing with a child and a woman whose actions at that time were not really defensible, but you exercised empathy in doing so, you can all tick your merciful box if you don't already have it ticked.
Yeah, it's already.
Well, you know what? Maybe I don't check that box because it was specifically like I rolled cruel on that situation, and that's what I was telling her about, all that stuff. I went with the group because I was, way outvoted, but I don't really think he chose the merciful path there.
That's totally fair then.
Yeah.
So all of you
I'll
will
check it.
gain 250 glory for completing this adventure.
Ooh.
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now, and I believe it didn't come up at the time because I forgot, but I believe was it Sir Caradoc last week? You got a critical success on awareness. Was that you? Someone got a critical success on something
Not
like
me.
forest. Or
I crit
recognize.
on something last
I feel like it was
Could've sworn
session.
Caradoc.
but I don't remember what it was. So it may
Who
not
heard the
have
singing
been that.
initially? Who heard the singing?
That was me.
That was you. So you got the crit?
Well, Dame Safina heard it in her sleep, right?
Yeah, but
she's
I
the only one.
No, I heard it in my sleep, but I didn't know what it was. And then,
I feel bad.
And then Quigan heard it and knew, like in the forest.
I think
but
I definitely
critted on.
I definitely
Does anyone
I
else
don't
remember
think I
seeing
crit on
a
that.
crit last
I did.
week?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I did.
Someone definitely did. Okay, so Quigan, that's another fun thing about Glory Awards, which are in the Pendragon Game Master Handbook. A critical success will award you with an amount of glory equal to your appeal. What's your APP?
Oh, 13.
That's
13,
fun.
so you get 13 glory
Nice.
for doing that.
I do think I crit on
There are
something
some
last
skill
week.
rolls
I
you
just
can
don't remember
get
what it
that
was.
passive glory from, the appeal glory. Then it's usually up to me, but a critical success always usually gets it to you. And then things like in the last story with Dame Safina succeeding just doing a regular success on a first aid roll to bring someone back also gets glory and such. All right, but without further ado, let's get into the winter phase.
And is this 509 AD? Or where are we?
Where were we? What year
510.
were we?
I think it was
We
5. Was it
were.
509, the last one?
509, yes.
Oh no, wait. Okay, the last time we did this was 508. I think this is currently 509.
It's currently 509.
Yeah.
All right, so this will be winter phase 509. So cool.
Yes, so we're going into 510, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is the first year of the Boy King period.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So this is the year that Arthur pulls the sword from the stone, right?
Yes, although some of us have referenced that already in our story, but that's okay. Everything's a bit weird. Maybe everyone's sort of prescient, but that's all right. But yes, exactly. I think she also just mentioned our Boy King. Looks directly at camera when she said that. Spoilers. All right, so
I
first
thought
of
she
all,
was talking about Robert. I thought she was talking
oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point. He's not really a king, but yeah. So our first step, obviously, solo scenario. So if somebody had missed it, there would be a way to get somebody up to speed on the campaign by doing a solo scenario. But we were all here, so I don't need to do that. So personal events. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Can you please roll a d20 for me?
D20.
Skid?
Personal events.
Personal
Yes.
events.
Nice.
What's happened? Something random.
My
What'd you
favorite
roll?
number, 6.
6. Why is it your favorite number?
Because a huge Prisoner fan.
Oh. I know what
Not
that is.
not Prisoner, not people in jail, but the show The Prisoner.
Really into
Yeah.
prisoners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love people are deprived of their liberty.
Yeah. I love, man.
Just gets me worked up.
I love prisoners.
So good. Yeah. it's awesome.
Conceptually, yeah. All right. Can you now? So you've rolled just. So it's an event surrounding your just.
Okay.
Can you now roll against your just?
Rolling against my just. 4 under 9.
So you pass. You pass, right? You pass your just roll. Yeah.
Yep.
So first of all, can you check your just if you haven't already?
Okay.
So there was a time in the past year after the event with the baby where you are called upon to help somebody lay down justice or something. So there was clearly some sort of what crime? Let's open this to the group. What crime do we think might have happened in Montacute? Given the fact that it's only a small thing. What's something we think could have happened that would have called Sir Caradoc's attention? Perhaps one of the peasants.
Witchcraft.
Not a crime
Witchcraft.
yet.
Yeah.
Not a crime yet.
Not
Don't
a
get
crime
ahead of
yet.
yourself. Not a crime yet.
Stolen sheep.
Yeah, that's a great one. So
stolen sheep.
there's 2 farmers, one of whom claims the other one stole his sheep. And they come to you, these 2 guys, Braddock and Diego. Braddock says, "He stole 4 of my sheep. Just look out at the field. You can see them there, right there. He stole the sheep." And Diego says, I didn't steal his sheep. All of the sheep look the same. He's lost 4 sheep. And they've come to you, Sir
kinda love
Caradoc,
that.
as the nearest knight. It's just on the side of the road, and you can see the fields.
So it's two sheep?
4 sheep.
4 sheep. Okay.
Braddock claims Diego stole from him.
All right. Well, in justice name, I decree that the 4 sheep shall be cut in half, and each half given to one of the people who are arguing over the sheep. Then justice shall be done.
Diego, the one who is accused of stealing the sheep, who says that old mate's just lost his sheep, holds out leans forward slightly, presents his palm that has a couple of silver coins in it. Not very much money at all. And he says, Are you sure about that, sir?
Oh. He's trying to bribe you.
But of course you passed your just roll, so you would refuse a bribe as such.
I would.
Also a pittance.
I would.
But Skid might not. Okay. You can really see the hesitation.
Yeah,
Skid loves money.
I do love a penny, you say. Yeah.
Like $1.
I love bribery. I just love getting bribes.
How does that sync up with your prisoner obsession?
I know. It's like maybe that's why he's in the village. No, I think that so my plan is just like I'm as a man of God. I'm trying to emulate Solomon, and my plan is just like, whoever really owns the sheep will say, "Oh no, please let the other guy have the sheep."
That's not what happened.
That didn't work.
Said, "Are you sure about that? You want?"
I don't think anyone tried to bribe Solomon.
No.
There was also like a human baby, which people do tend to value differently than sheep.
Oh,
sheep.
Okay. I have a solution.
Sheep were expensive though back then. That was like a big
deal. This is a big deal. So he says. So I reach out and I take the money, and I like give him a wink, and then I hold it up, and I say, and now a second crime has been committed. The crime of bribery. I award this sum to the one who has been wronged, I deem, and I hand it to the other guy. And I say, you may take the money and the sheep, and you, sir, I hope that God will show forgiveness upon you, for otherwise you will burn in hell forever. Thank you, good night.
Amazing.
Do you want to hang him real quick?
Yeah,
no, because I'm no. So it's like, I hope God will forgive you. I do, but I'm very forgiving. But
I'm very forgiving. It says here on my sheet. It says on my sheet.
Yeah, so don't do it again.
Yes. Okay. And the guy is the guy who like netted 4 sheep and some coin is obviously stoked, and Diego is not. Dame Safina, could you please roll a d20?
Okie dokie.
I love this. This is amazing. Because, Holland, he's going to have that guy come back and stab you while you're sleeping. This is great.
I was making notes
he's
about the names that I
counted. Irishman. And then he's going to attack you.
Remember me? Those are my
4 sheep. Guts him. I rolled a 19.
That's quite a high number. Let me consult my copy of the Pendragon core rulebook. Would you like... first of all, do you have a famous passion? A passion that is above 15?
Yeah, it's my... I'll say I have
Devotion?
homage to my lord is at an 18. My love for families at a 16. Devotions at a 16.
Wow.
So, yeah, which you thinking? Holland?
Well... Let's go. Would you say your devotion is it a 16?
Because you were like super religious, right?
And your homage was it as well?
Homage, whatever. That's an 18.
Okay.
That's the highest one.
Well, okay. Well, let's do that one then. So we are going to test your famous. Hold on. Does it say trait or no? It has to be a passion. Okay. Let's test your famous passion. Can you roll against that passion now?
Okay.
Which is 18, you said?
Yes.
Hard to fail.
Very hard.
It's hard to fail. I rolled a 5.
Rolled a 5. Okay. So can you check that passion?
If it's already checked.
That's okay.
Okay.
So what is something that you've done in this past year where either the Lady Montacute or the child, oh, he's not really, he's like 14 now, the child, Lord Robert, where you would have shown loyalty to them. Who do you think you might have been?
Maybe somebody in the court is trying to spread nasty rumors and I squash it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and which do you think it would be, about Lord Robert or about Lady Montacute?
It might have to be Lady Montacute dealing with the baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So you are say coming out of church, and you hear a man and a woman talking with each other. And what draws your attention is that they don't say the Lady Montacute, they say that widow who runs the town. That catches your attention.
That widow who runs the town?
I heard that ward baby she's looking after is actually just something else to do with that giant that she had killed. And the other woman says, "Oh no, yes, I'm assuming that's what I really can't wait until the good Lord strikes her down for all her injustices."
And are these like peasants, or are these like people in the court, or they're just whatever?
Well, there's a mix. They're sort of like halfway between them, right? You know, so they are landowners.
Oh, middle class.
Yeah.
I do a very deliberate, very bitchy walk towards these two.
I can picture
and it's
it.
like if they're standing, you see me just cut like right in the center, and just and stare them down, and excuse myself.
Dame Fiona, good morrow.
Good morrow, is it? Are you gossiping after church?
No, of course not.
Is that very Christian of you?
We were just merely speaking about the future and how the future might unfold.
And now add a lying onto that.
Ooh, just sin on top of sin.
Sins on top of sins. You know who wouldn't like to hear any of this?
Jesus.
But too bad he hears everything.
He's so mad right now.
Forgive us, Dame Fiona. We're not ourselves. We've been very stressed.
I do hope that is the reason, and I do hope that this offense will not be uttered again.
Of course not. No. And it's you don't have to mention this to Lady Montacute, I'm sure.
What Christian would I be if I didn't tell her that there were people slandering her good name after church, no less?
We will pray for the Lord's forgiveness.
Oh, you'd better.
And they scurry away. At the next feast that happens during her address to the court, she shuts up her cat.
Seja also has opinions.
Yeah. Lady Montacute does publicly praise Dame Safina's loyalty.
Yeah.
So you may gain glory equal to your appeal.
Nice.
Yes, which is a 16.
Nice.
Quite high.
That was glory.
That was glory.
Okay.
Let us take a quick break. Ooh. And then we'll be back with more Winter Phase, the Pendragon here in the Glass Cannon Network.
Yeah.
And touch that dial.
Phase.
Welcome back to Pendragon Under an Iron Sky here on the Glass Cannon Network. And look, if you're only watching this on YouTube, you're only getting half the experience because I'm told that if you go to jointhenaish.com, you can subscribe and get access to the official audio podcast version of
That's absolutely right. Yeah. So, if you want an audio-only version of this, you can absolutely get it through our subscription service. So yeah, go to jointhenaish.com, sign up there. You can get a 30-day free trial with code GCN30. Check it out. There's a million shows to listen to, but all
think of all the other great
Pendragon,
shows
and they're on
you
its
can
own
access.
feed. You can get it directly on your smart device if you're a premium subscriber. So pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
And you can follow along at home for things like the winter phase to see what I'm making up versus, what I'm fudging, et cetera, which I'm not. But, for those of you who'd like to
you would never
leave a comment saying that I got some rules wrong, which I have. I know I've got rules wrong. It's okay. All God's children. It's all right. You can get a copy of the Pendragon core rulebook or the Pendragon starter set. And if I had a copy of the Pendragon GM book with me right now, we would all hold it up and say you could get that too. And you can get it on chaosium.com using the code PENCANNON2. That's PENCANNON with the number 2 at the end, and get yourself 15% off. And if you want any RuneQuest stuff while you're at it, go ahead and add that to your cart and enjoy the discount there too. Anyway, we are back to our Pendragon winter phase. Between our current story, the motherless son, and whatever is coming next, by the way.
Something I hope that will resolve this tattoo situation.
All right, well, there's really no way of knowing, unfortunately. So, Dame Fiona, I think we're up to Dame Fiona, right? Could you please roll a d20 for your personal event? Last year, you were in an archery competition, if you remember.
And that's right. Managed to do well somehow, I think. It's been a year already. How time flies. 11.
An 11.
Mm-hmm.
Your temperance will be tested. Are you very temperate?
I think no. Well, it's not terribly imbalanced, but I am slightly more indulgent than temperate.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be very interesting. Could you please make a roll
against my temperate?
Against your temperate.
Oh boy, that actually succeeded. 8 under 9.
Oh, well done. Okay, so please check your temperate box.
It's not very pagan of me, I feel like.
Okay, so we're just going to have a little montage here, right? Mm-hmm. It's Yule time.
Yes.
It's Yule time. No, we're not Yule time yet. It's you're I don't know. You're just hanging out.
Samhain, perhaps? Would we celebrate?
Well, you would. You're up in the corner by yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I'm like, y'all just wait. One day you're going to love this holiday. You're going to get free candy from people.
Yeah. You're going to threaten to come into the house unless they bribe you with candy? Yeah. Great.
Trick or treat.
Your choice, motherfucker. So you've got as an aside, we don't really have Halloween here, but as growing up as a kid, obviously we got all the American television. Mm-hmm. All we wanted was for Halloween to be an actual thing. Yeah. But it's actually been picking up steam in the last 5 years. And last year, all up and down our street were like people with their kids, like walking, like going house to house.
Trick-or-treating.
And you had to put because to let people know that you're actually on board with doing this, so you just knock on someone's door and be like, what are you talking about? They're putting out little jack-o'-lanterns at the front to let you know, like, you come knocking out the door. And my wife, Rach, and I were like, holy shit, this is so cool, because there were so many of them around, because we're not that far from, like, the local, you would call it elementary school. Mm-hmm. So I guess they do, like, a thing, and then they walk the streets and do trick-or-treating. So we are going to this year, because we live in an apartment building, so we're just going to go to the bottom of our apartment building and stand there dressed up and give stuff out. And we're going to
awesome. It's happening. Yeah.
So I'm going but she's going to dress up as Rey, and I'm going to dress as Kylo Ren, because I got the obnoxiously expensive Kylo Ren lightsaber from Disney last year. So
for you.
What a chance to use
you
it.
need the outfit to match it.
Exactly. I'm going to get one of the helmets that modulates my voice and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Sweet.
That's so
anyway, you were
Quick
doing
question.
that. Yeah.
What do you call an elementary school?
primary school.
Primary school.
Oh, primary school.
Yeah.
That's not that
like
crazy.
Dog fighting hut. So they go and they fight dogs against each other. Yeah, that's what we do here.
Oh, that is unusual. That's way different.
I suppose you would call it an elementary school. We do things a little differently down here. No, I went to elementary. Here's some more Brian law for you. I went to elementary school in Boston for a little while. There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right. I think you mentioned that
You did.
the other day.
Did I? I mentioned that I have family in Boston. I never told you I went to school there. There you go.
Oh, well, you mentioned Boston.
I threw
That's
up in
what I
the
remember.
cafeteria.
It happens to the best of us.
And they kicked you out of the country?
Expelled from the country.
And they were like, that weird foreign kid.
Yeah, that
Threw
weird
up
guy.
in the...
Apparently, though, because I was in Boston for like nearly a year when I was 6 or 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously don't remember this, but apparently I came back to Australia with a full-blown like Boston accent.
I bet you did,
Which is what happens when you're a kid,
amazing.
which is very funny. Anyway,
Wow.
all right, so it is Samhain. Sorry, we're going to do a little montage.
Yes.
It's Samhain, and what do you prepare for Samhain? You do a little ritual, a little acknowledgement that this is the time of the year when the veil between our world and that of the dead is at its thinnest.
Yes.
And you leave an egg. You get an egg, a precious egg. And you leave it by your front door.
Don't remember
so
all
that
the things.
I'm just letting you know. But I'm just you put an egg next to the front door of your home so that any spirits that try to come into your house are actually drawn into the egg as well. Then you take the egg out and you bury it in the woods. But then you notice you have some eggs left over.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about maybe you could have like a nice omelet.
I could.
You don't, do you?
No.
So temperate.
That would be
What a weird scene.
too
But you don't.
indulgent. I will save these. And perhaps some others here in the village might be hungry. And I could give them an egg instead. That would be temperate.
Temperate.
Far more temperate. Flash forward a couple of months. There's no Thanksgiving yet. Also, there won't ever be a Thanksgiving.
And there won't ever be here.
That's all right. But,
One day we'll have bonfire night, but
Yeah. Let's skip over that.
There's
It's
nothing to
Yule
be
time.
thankful for yet.
Yule time. Big celebration at the halls of Montacute for Yule time.
Mhm.
Many neighbouring places come over here. Llewellyn's there. One point, he's had a few drinks. He comes over, gives you one of these. What's up?
hello, Llewellyn, how are you?
Do you even talk to him? How temperate are you?
I think I would talk to him, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a drink or anything, and I wouldn't. Obviously, I'm not being indulgent, so I won't. If he makes
Would you like
any,
to have a drink with me?
oh, I would. I would like to, but I'm afraid I cannot. That would be rather too indulgent, I think. But thank you for the offer.
This game is
Sometimes we must
there
deny
went that baby.
ourselves the things that we want as a lesson in bettering ourselves. So right now I'm on this like eat, pray, love kick where anything I would love to do, I'm telling myself, no, don't. So.
All right. That sounds very Christian of you. But you
Well,
enjoy
don't say
don't you?
that.
All right. Where's Dame Safina? Oh, any words there?
Oh, wow.
Girl, I would never, just so you know.
Thank you. Because he is
Flash forward a
hot.
little bit. In the wintertime, you've taken ill. You've got the common cold. It's not great.
It might kill me.
Yeah. You're in bed, and the priest, the local medicae, brings you some gruel, and also this sort of pasty stuff that you're supposed to mix with your water that he says will knock you out cold and you'll sleep through everything, which would be great. He said it is very expensive, and there's not very
Gruel-
much of it.
Only. Thank you. You may keep the pasty stuff. I will suffer through. It is building character. But I will take the gruel, thank you. I'm not a fool. I do need to eat.
And build character it does as you lived a life of temperance. Not too much, not too little. Well done.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh,
to be temperate.
Llewellyn.
Wow, I can't believe. Wow, I can't believe you
never
didn't
going to
have a
happen.
drink with the guy.
Yes. He came all the way from
He
the
even
forest.
tries.
That was a veritable
Denied.
temperate tantrum.
Yeah, temperate.
Nice.
Well, I don't like that he just immediately went to Dame Safina. Like, what?
It was
That's
a
not.
joke. He was joking.
Red flag, right?
What, yeah, was he joking?
There
He
are
doesn't
so
deserve
many
you.
red flags about this guy before this.
Yeah.
Does it?
Okay, according to
He's like, he tried
you,
to kill me.
according to you,
Trying to kill me. He's Irish.
I don't
Him and his brother robbed us on the road.
They were
They
poor.
tried to.
Yeah.
They weren't successful.
Fiona, you can do better.
All right.
Sir Quegan. Now we owe you a good one
Yes.
because last week last time we did your winter phase, you were the first one and we sort of skipped over it. We didn't really do a proper scene. I felt bad about it. I can't remember if I brought that up on mic or not, but
I was just fine with that. Please.
that's good. Yeah, you bought some clothes. Can you roll a d20?
Oh, that's right. I got fancy clothes. All right,
Fancy
D20
clothes.
coming in. That is a 5.
A 5. All right. Would you like to? You get to choose honest or deceitful. Which would you like to have tested?
Ooh.
Which will make for better programming.
And I'm right down the line. I'm going to test
Are you really?
deceitful. Yeah.
Okay. Could you roll against your deceitful then, please?
Sure. Critical success.
Are you
Oh my
serious?
God.
Oh, are you
Critical
You
success.
selfish,
10 out of 10.
cruel liar.
All right, so can you have to make, when you make it critical, you have to make an immediate experience roll for it. So
Oh.
as in
It's
you
an
roll to see,
experience
as in
roll.
you
Yeah, what
roll
does
to
that
see if
mean?
it gets better immediately. So,
Oh.
See, now you want to roll
and see if you roll
higher,
higher.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you want to roll higher.
17.
Okay, so it goes up by 1 and your honesty goes
boy,
down.
honesty going down.
And in
Wow.
addition, you have to check the box. So in a moment in step 3, you're going to check to see if it goes up again.
Whoa.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. So you're 11-9 now, are you?
I'm 11-9 now. And I have honest checked from the,
Oh, okay.
last,
Well,
from the
that'll be
last
interesting.
story.
Interesting.
Okay. So this is very funny. God, so I just read the description of what happens when you get the critical here. So, who would you say? So Lord Idwalin. Remember, you met Lord Idwalin.
Oh, yes.
Would you say that Sir Quegan, like, saw eye to eye with that guy? Do you reckon you guys would like have a beer? Do you reckon you'd
No,
hang out?
he's
Would you
a
go to a
lunatic.
book?
Yeah.
He's certifiable.
Also, Sir
So,
Quegan can't really see eye to eye with any adult.
Oh.
That was a short king joke.
Get some aloe for that burn.
So there comes a small dispute over a section of land outside of Modron's forest, which is not at all part of Lady Montagute's area. It's another petty lord who you don't really know. But there's a dispute between Lord Idwalin and this other petty lord that Lord Idwalin actually has rights to that land and not this other guy. And you are called in as an impartial observer. And could you just give us a snippet of the false testimony that you choose to give, which proves that the land is actually not Idwalin's, but it belongs to this other guy?
Oh my god. Oh god. What false testimony does he give?
Well, I'll give you a clue. You actually find a way to argue that it should be part of Lady Montague's land.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I think this is fun. Wait. Am I literate? No, I'm not literate.
I think only Skid is.
because you could like forge some.
I was gonna forge, like, yeah.
That's some Crusader kind
Yeah.
of shit.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
Yeah.
what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. He is going to forge, but he is going to, like, pull in an accomplice.
Yes.
So, like, he's going to get a
monk.
Yeah, well, a monk.
Yeah, monk.
Yeah,
Can do
local
it.
monk.
Basically, he's going to get somebody in Lord Robert's court that handles these things He's going to...
his name is Melion, this guy.
Melion.
The dodgy
Melion.
monk. Malion.
Dodgy monk.
Melion.
Yeah.
So he's going to meet with him and say, Our Lady Gwynhild has an opportunity here to rather benefit from a dispute that's happening.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
The Lord, what's his face? Forget names the second I begin speaking.
Edwallon?
Edwallon.
Hey, the pagan
I kept hearing Eggert in my head.
Pagan fool from the
The
south.
Lord Edwallon is trying to claim lands that are rightfully Lady Gwynhild's.
Spit on
I
him and
think
all
you'll
his
agree.
people and everything they believe.
Certainly this land would be better
Right, well.
held by a Christian ruler, don't you believe?
Of course, same goes for all of the land across all of God's green earth.
Now, the proper paperwork which would show that this land was to pass to Lady Gwynhild's house in the event of its owner's demise has sadly been lost in a fire. And I was hoping you could recreate
Of course, I could
the
draw something
already existing document.
Yes, of course. Are you aware of the trickery of the devil, Sir Queen?
How do you mean?
Well, we must always be aware of it, even me. So before we
yes.
enter in such agreement, I assume you take no offense, but I must do a test to make sure that you are no demon sent here to tempt me as a brother of Bath.
Oh, no, of course, any test you like.
Of course, it's really quite simple. He lifts up a quill. Could you take this quill for me with your preferred hand real quick?
Oh,
Good thing I'm not doing it.
yeah.
Reaches out with his right hand.
Oh, good. Excellent. He takes the quill.
Of course, I am no spawn of Satan, left-handed.
Flash forward
Again.
to the presentation before Lord Robert, where Lord Edwallon is there. And
So,
Lord Robert,
my Lord
who's
Robert-
14, he's...
My Lord Robert, upon
Yeah.
extensive research into the holdings of this particular land, I was able to find a document. Yes, hidden deep within the vaults of your own archives, my lord. There is,
crazy.
in fact, an already existing claim to this land that would pass to Lord Filbert and thus the Lady Gwynhild. I'm so sorry, my lords. And he looks at the two
Lord
of them
Edwallon.
and he's like, actually, this land belongs to Lady Gwynhild.
Oh, okay. And Lord Robert snaps his fingers and has somebody take the document from you and bring it to him. It is, in fact, Brother Melion. And Lord Robert says, "Could you just read that to me? Read that to me, please."
Oh,
right, 'cause
And
he's
Lord
like
Melion
15.
says, and he reads it aloud and he explains it in a second. And actually, I think you'll note here, sir, that a knight of his lord's choosing will actually undertake the land holding himself. So perhaps in exchange for bringing this to your attention, I would suggest Sir Quigan.
You're gonna get land?
Oh, my lord.
And
I
Lord
couldn't
Robert goes,
possibly-
yeah, that sounds good, right? That's what God would want. Oh, yes, quite. Oh, yeah, all right. God, yeah, that's it all. God. And Lord Edwallon's fucking furious. He's just-
I was merely doing my duty.
yeah. Let me just read out what the summary was.
Holy crap.
You give false testimony against one of your rivals over a land dispute. You gain the disputed 1 pound land holding permanently,
Whoa!
Wow.
but you start a family feud.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Gonna get kissed by Richard Dawson.
Wow.
Right
So I
here.
have land now?
You got 1 pound of land. That's quite a lot. you know?
Incredible.
Wow.
Nice.
This land is almost as worth as much as my clothes.
Yeah. Well, actually, now remember your clothes halve in value every year, so it's now exactly
Oh right.
Oh, damn it.
these
Threadbare.
filthy
Oh.
1 pound rags that you've got going on.
Wow. This is
Okay.
awesome.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Told you, everyone who was like the winter phase, I'm tuning out. Fools.
No, this is great.
Fools, all of you.
Exactly. Yes. And now we know Brother Melion is a guy. Like, we love
Yeah,
a
we're getting all
legendary.
kinds of NPCs.
All right, let me just.
I'm really torn about Llewellyn. Like,
The guy really put himself out there, you know. All his buddies were probably gassing him up, like, go for it, man. I reckon she'll be down for Yule, man. And everyone's like, nah, not today. All right, step 3, experience rolls. Now we know how this works. You've got checks on your character sheet. Go through and you're going to roll, and you're going to try and roll higher than whatever the current value is.
Okay.
And if you do, you increase that by 20. Remember, if it's a trait like modest or deceitful, one goes up, the other goes down. And I'll ask everybody just to pick a couple that they're particularly excited about, maybe highlighting. So maybe we could start with you, Sequegan, because you did just get that deceitful thing. I think we all want to know if your deceitful is going to go up again, because you've also got the honesty to roll again.
See, it just went
remember,
up.
when you've got both ticked, you as the player get to choose which one you resolve first.
Okay. All right, great. You know what? I mean, if he's going to be a bastard, we might as well keep making him a bastard. So I will roll. It's better if you want the higher number to go higher, it's better to roll that one first, right? I would think.
But then you're going to make the second one lower, and it's going to be easier to make the second one, and then it'll go back.
So which one's better? The one that you want to increase, which one would you roll first? I can't, my brain is like...
Depends on the number that they're at. Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to do deceitful first. Let's just do deceitful first. Here we go. Failed it again, natural 18.
Okay, so your deceitful goes up again. But now it's also easier for your honesty to go up because you've got a lower number.
Right, so I think we'll come back here.
The same, so we'll find out.
On honesty, another natural 18 back to back. So it goes back.
Stays neutral.
So it just stays the same, but it did go up 1 from last year. So it's the 11 and 9. So yeah. And then the only other... Well, I'll let somebody else go.
Yeah, Dame Safina, did you have one that you were excited about rolling for?
Yeah, honest and deceitful. My honest is at an 11 and deceitful is at a 9, and I have deceitful checked off.
Oh, okay. So let's roll your deceitful and see if you get back to being neutral.
Let's see if I can roll under 9. Let's see.
Over 9. You want to roll over?
Over 9. Well, yeah, over 9. And I rolled a 1.
Okay. No, it does not increase. What about you, Dame Fiona? Do you have one? We'll go around.
Well, I think we should find out if my Eat, Pray, Love was it lasting? Did it stick? Or did I actually swing back the other way?
Okay.
So I have temperate checked. So let's see. It'll probably go up because it's only a 9. But I might roll under it. Let's find out. Oh, yeah. I rolled an 18. So I am now 10 and 10. I'm trying to decide, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Evened out. So, Caradoc. Do you have any exciting ones that were checked?
Not really. I will do merciful. I checked the merciful box. Yeah. So we'll see. This is going to be a difficult one to alter.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's at 16. I rolled a 2.
Oh. What about, do you have a skill, Sir Caradoc? Do you have a skill check? Didn't you do prose roll?
Yeah. Oh, I think, yes.
I think you helped someone write that love poem at the feast.
I did. All right, I'll do that. Nope.
Oh, okay. Nope. Sucked in.
I have intrigue checked.
Oh, yeah. That would be from maybe something at the feast, or there was definitely an intrigue roll at some point.
Come on, it's only a 5. Surely I'll get better at it. Oh, yeah. I now got a 6 in intrigue.
Well,
nice.
Sequegan, you had another one you wanted to highlight, right?
Yeah. Actually, this is wild. So most of them I rolled under, but then I rolled a 13 over 12 for spiritual. So my spiritual went up to 13. My worldly went down, which is kind of odd.
You're still not very devout, though, right? So you're one of these guys that's like, maybe there's something. Maybe, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual.
Yeah, he's spiritual, but he's not devout. Yeah. And then I rolled, and this really surprised me. Wasn't expecting it, but I'm still looking at it. I rolled a natty 15 over my 14 valorous.
Wow.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And that went up to 15. That's kind of fun.
Wow.
So now, finally, I have a decent stat that is as high as my selfishness. Valorous. But here's the one I really want to roll. That I'm excited to roll live, which is cruel.
Selfish? Cruel.
It's the cruel versus merciful, which... so he had that check.
Currently?
12 to 8. So let's see if he rolls over his 12 cruel. 11. So he does not get more cruel.
Does not get more cruel, no.
All right, good.
You loved it. You loved being cruel.
Yeah, and then I'm going to roll horsemanship, and I succeeded. Courtesy, and I succeeded.
Nice.
And last one for me, awareness.
Oh, no, I guess not nice.
And I failed. So that went up to an 8.
That was your awareness. Okay.
Awareness was just a 7. But it went
All
up
right,
to an
you
8.
succeed as in rolling under it.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone's done their experience rolls.
I am done.
Anything
For
of
the
note?
skills, remind me again if you succeed and roll under it.
Nothing happens. You want to roll
nothing
over.
happens.
Yeah, you wanna
Over,
roll
and then it just increases
Goes up
by
by one.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Everyone's clothing now
Mhm.
gets worse, but luckily you're all household knights, so someone is paying for standard clothing for you. Otherwise,
Well,
at this
isn't-
stage,
Good, very
2
good.
years
Isn't
later,
Sir Queegan technically a vassal knight now since he has his own land?
Oh my
I think you're all.
gosh.
Yeah, that's right. You are a vassal knight.
Hollow it out,
Yes.
Brian. Let's be
yes.
clear on this. Vassal Knight Sir Queegan?
You are vassal knights. You typically gain some amount of money from your lands, spending 6, but you have to pay 6 pounds. So basically, you leave. You earn. Once all is said and done, you get an extra £1 at the end of the year, which makes
Cool.
sense because you have to you earn stuff. You pay maintenance, squire family,
Yeah.
etc. etc.
Taxes.
Yep.
Guess what, you guys?
What?
What?
I no longer have a -2 to my horse survival rolls because it's been a year.
Oh.
Yay!
Okay,
All right. Awesome.
I'll
Okay.
take that off my equestrian notes.
Yeah.
Bojack
Congratulations.
isn't giving me
Wait, why do you no longer have a -2?
because
Wait, what happened?
it's for a year, right? Has the year gone by?
No, but you've got to. That came up last year's horse survival, right? So you've got to do
Yeah.
it to this. You've got to add that to this coming roll, the one we're about to do.
Okay,
goes
got
away.
it. Oh, okay, we're not there yet. All right, I
because
get my
you
hopes
didn't
up.
get the negative.
Okay.
I've just got to find where the horse care table 10.6 for horse care, because we're at everyone's favorite part of the winter phase, checking to see how the horses fare over the course of the year.
I'm nervous about it.
My
Bojack.
Can we check in with our horses and their personalities?
Yeah,
Paula?
does maybe baby Bojack went to the Betty Ford clinic and he's not such a jerk anymore.
So
Alrighty,
good.
starting with let's start with Dame Fiona. What's the name of your horse and what's their personality?
Argent is gentle and good with timid and young riders.
Oh, that's cute, isn't it? Let's see if
he's
you've looked
pretty
after
good.
him. Can you make a horsemanship roll, please?
Do I want to roll under my horsemanship in this one?
You want to succeed. You want to, which is roll equal to or under.
Well,
your
my
horsemanship?
horseman is a 10, and I rolled a 19, so it's not a fumble.
Wasn't a fumble, no, but
But it's not good.
Unfortunately, Argent is both weak and sore.
No, Argent.
So you'll have to make sure that a farrier tends to the horse,
Okay.
which you can have done. But you're at -1 to your horse survival roll, which you will do right now.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Just roll a
Argent
d20. Just roll a d20 and take 1 off it.
Okay, and take 1 off of it?
Uh-huh.
So make it lower? Then I roll
I'll
or
make it
higher,
lower.
okay.
Yeah, make it
She's so worried.
roll. Did you roll?
Well, sometimes you want it to be lower and sometimes you want it to be
Yeah.
higher. So I rolled a 10, so -1 is a 9.
That's okay. The horse is healthy. It's sore. If he's a bit sore.
Okay. Whew.
All right.
We just worked really hard. I'm so sorry, Argent. I will
Caradoc.
be more temperate with my riding of you in
right.
future.
Yeah,
Oh, why?
I won't
You
be
were too
so
indulgent after a
indulgent in
while.
the saddle.
Indulgent with the horse.
Caradoc,
That's
your
probably what
horse is
kicked
named
off
Wyvern.
my whole thing.
Wyvern?
Wyvern,
Horse Wyvern? Yeah, and is he the Fey-touched one?
Fey
Fairy
touch.
touch?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherworldly
Fairy touched.
quality. And
Yeah.
did you look after them? Let's find out. Roll your
Right.
horsemanship.
13 over 10.
Okay, so you fail. So Wyvern is
Our poor
is weak,
horses.
and you'll be at
Okay.
-1 to your horse survival roll. And you make your horse survival roll now.
Oh.
Just d20 -1. It's all right.
Ah!
I'd
Panicked.
like to roll 5 dice then. But that's okay.
2
What'd you roll?
2
Two.
with the -1.
with the -1.
Oh, okay. Roll your horsemanship again.
Oh, man.
Fuck
What
me.
is-
18 over 10.
Okay. So your horse is weakened, but you failed the roll, so you've got to double all of these penalties. Right. So rather than -2 movement rate, you're at -4 movement rate.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And can you roll a d6, please?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
1.
Oh, okay. So minus 2 total hit points.
Oh,
Okay, so that was like the best you could have rolled in that scenario, right?
That was. And can you also roll but make a note on your equestrian notes that next year you're at minus 2 to your horse survival roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, buddy.
It's awful. This bad boy.
I'm sorry, Withen.
So, Dame Safina.
Oh.
So you are at minus 2, correct? Is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Bojack can't die, dude.
Anyway, but
Bojack
first of all, you have to do your regular horse care roll. So a horsemanship roll
Okay,
first.
so horsemanship is a 10.
Okay.
Come on. You could do this.
Rolled a 1.
Yay!
Roll a 1. Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's a success. So Bojack
Success.
carries on as normal, which for him is quite unique.
Which still, okay.
And you still have to make
Ish.
your horse survival roll with your negative from last year, which was minus 2.
2. Okay, so
Roll a
horse
d. Just roll
survival.
a d20, and it's minus 2.
And then it's minus 2.
Yep.
15 minus 2, 13.
Okay. Luckily, Bojack is healthy, and you can get rid of that.
For him. Healthy for him.
Yeah, healthy for whatever he is. And you can remove that.
Yay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let
Minus
me
2
just
is
check because you got this
gone.
from. No, I think that minus 1 to the subsequent horse survival rolls that you got last time, I think that's cumulative. So, because the horse is going to get aged, so that's just always at minus 1 unless it gets worse. So it's same for you, Skid.
So it's just a minus 1?
No, it'll be minus, whatever the minus was. It's minus 2.
It
So
stays at
whenever you
minus
roll,
2
it's
always?
minus 2. Yeah.
So
Unless
stays
it
at
gets
minus
worse.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, continuity is still for him is okay.
Is exactly.
That's a win. That's a win for Bojack.
Yeah.
And Sequegan, Smitty, the horse Smitty.
Yes, Smitty is resilient and recovers quickly after hard work, so
Right.
he's going to be fine.
Make your horsemanship roll for horse care.
Oh, 13 over 10.
You failed as well.
Boy.
Wow. I
You're
just would like to
bad.
point out at home that clearly nobody thought to put points into horsemanship.
Horsemanship
Clearly.
is
No.
one of my best stats.
And
I
it's still
am
only a
bad
50-50,
at everything.
Right? All right. So what's Smitty? Smitty is sore. He's very sore. You'll get minus 1 to your horse survival roll.
Okay, horse survival.
This. Yeah. So can you please make your horse survival roll now?
Yep. 14.
That's okay. He's healthy. It's all right.
My man.
You're all right.
You're
Doing
good.
If
Oakley
do we get to
dokley.
check this for horsemanship for this roll, or is
you
it only
do,
in game?
You do, but you won't check
Okay.
it until next.
Yeah.
We're only past it. Yeah, you won't check it until next winter phase.
Okay, cool.
So now training and practice. So you can advance your character's capabilities during the winter phase regardless of the past year's experience. You can select one of the following improvements. You can either 1, change your personality trait. You can 2, change your passion. 3, change your characteristic. 4, train any of your skills up to 15. Or 5, train one skill up to 20. That means if you've got a skill that is 15 or over, you can increase it by 1 point. Whereas if you train skills up to 15, you can add 6 points to any of your skills that are don't go over 15, obviously. And if you change a personality trait, you can add 1 point to a trait, decreasing the opposite trait by 1. And changing a passion is just you can add or subtract 1 point from a passion. And characteristics we went over last week, you just increase one of your characteristics, but the only way to increase your size is to get fat. So Caradoc, what are you thinking you might choose?
I think I'm going to learn to read.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What is your literacy?
It's at 0.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm going to just put 5 points in literacy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's well, you've got 6 points if you're training skills up to 15. You got 6.
okay.
You don't
I'll
have to put them all in there if you want. You can put another point somewhere else. You just can't put them into anything that is currently 15.
I'll put 5 points in literacy and 1 point into orate.
Cool.
Bring it up to 10.
Okay, well done.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Dame Fiona? What are you thinking?
So I can put 6 points into spread out across my skills, combat or non-combat.
Correct, as long as that you don't put anything.
Don't go up
into anything
past
15 or
15.
higher. Yeah.
And then the other option was adjust a characteristic by 1.
Yep. So one of your like strength, dex, con, or appearance or size, you can add 1 point to any of those.
Size means you get fat, which has
Yeah.
some
Well,
advantages.
I don't think you can get fat because you were so temperate this year.
That's true. You know what? That is so true. I was not
Yeah.
indulging. I feel like I want to dump 6 points spread out across some skills. So I think I will. My spear is at 9, and I'm a spear maiden. I should at least put 1 point into spear, which would be make it a 10. And then, oh boy. Honestly, I want to get better at flirting. It's at a 4 right now. So
dump 6 points into that. Is 9.
If I do
next time Llewellyn sees
4
you, won't
points into that, I'm at an 8 now on flirting. And so now I have a 1 more, and I think I'll put it in folklore. So I have a 6 in folklore. I started out with such low stats.
Yeah.
An 8 in flirting, a 10 in spear. That's 6 points.
Look, it's really just. This is her year. I think this is her year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
It's just going to be it.
This is it.
Dame Fiona got her groove back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Dame Safina, which of these options do you think you're taking?
I'm sitting at a 0 literacy, and I think I'm just going to put 6 points into literacy.
Yeah, there you go.
You both went to the same night school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
night school.
You wanted your summer camp to improve, so.
Yeah, go to night school, learn how to read.
school?
I feel like reading anything, because after being at a 0, I think being able to just read a little bit might be
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sequegan. Sorry to keep finishing with you, buddy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I needed time to kind of...
You're going to decrease one of your passions? You're going to decrease your devotion? I assume that's what you're going to do? I think like 3?
That's so weird. Like, why would you decrease a passion instead of
the
increasing
reason you would
skills?
do it is if you've got like a passion that's becoming a problem for you, in the same way that you might have a trait. Like for instance, Dame Fiona's honesty is being like, oh, fuck's sake, I really should. Like, that's dictating what I'm doing some of the time, right? But
I should try and be deceitful, yeah.
If I kept having to deal with Saxons, like my Saxon hatred could like get in the way of
be
that.
a problem.
So I
and you start to like learn that maybe they are just people. And,
which is not true, but yeah.
Okay, so I guess with the way things went over the last year, I have put a couple points into intrigue for him.
Nice. That's a good one.
I thought that fit. I also increased his courtesy by 1. I increased his folklore by 1 because of all that fairy stuff that we did. I increased his awareness by 1, or by 2. And I can't remember what else. I think that's about it. I didn't do any combat skills. I thought about fashion and then just kind of kept it because I was like, his clothes are sort of losing their luster a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah, so mostly intrigue. Oh, and I also put 1 in orate. Like, this is one of his top skills from the start. So I just want him to keep getting better at that. So now he's at 12 orate.
Yeah, sick. Great. All right, so we just got to do our passive glory. So remember, you've been adding your glory that you've been getting so far for the adventure. Anyone with a peel of 13 to 15. I think that's everybody except.
Yes.
No, not you. Yours is higher than that, I believe, Dame Safina.
Oh, 13 to 15. Got it. Yeah, mine's higher.
Everyone with 13 to 15 just gains a flat 10.
Okay.
And Dame Safina gains 25.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Wow.
And if you're sitting at 11, appeal, nothing. Just nothing. You get
happens,
nothing.
Correct. Yes, you're decidedly plain.
You better get good at flirting.
Oh,
because you're
Llewellyn.
gonna need it. Yeah, it's like, because that's just like Dame Fiona. She's really funny. She's
What a handsome
What
face.
is she, funny or something?
yeah, exactly. Right. Is she funny or something? For everyone with a famous trait or passion, which is a 15 or higher, for every one of those you have, you gain 25 glory to a maximum of 100.
Okay.
Nice. Each trait and passion you have that is a 15 or higher gets you 25 glory to a max. So you can't count more than 4.
Yeah.
Maximum of 100.
Great.
Yeah, I got the max.
Same.
Now that I got my Valorous up to 15.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing that I didn't actually do last winter phase because I hadn't read through all of the new Pendragon GM handbook, which you can buy right now on chaosium.com. All of you gain 10 glory because at some point all of you have made the GM laugh with pleasure.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I'll take it.
I like that.
Now let's get a glory count. And first of all, before we count a glory, did anyone tick over to the next 1,000? Like, were you at like 2,099?
Sadly, no.
Okay,
Close.
cool.
Close.
Okay.
Wait, maybe.
I'm close. Well, wait, hold on.
Ugh. Come on, Brian, can't you give me a little boost here?
A little boost.
What's a guy got to do to get 60 glory?
Own more land, I guess. Yeah.
Oh man, I was so close.
Do I not get any glory for that
That's
land?
a good point. I was going to say that. Yeah, you should have for that whole event. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so you can have another, get another 50 glory just for that event of doing that very, very like that, because that would have spread far and wide. Like, oh, did you hear about Sequegan, who like proved in court that it was actually, it's Lady Montacute that owned that land. So it's a whole thing. And wouldn't you know, it was weird then that he actually he inherited it. That was weird. Let's not think about it too much. Yeah, that's fine. It's wonderful what people
I
do.
like
for their
that
lords and
monk.
ladies.
I owe that dude.
Yeah.
I just ticked over. I'm now at 3,001.
Okay, so you get another prestige reward. Now, remember, every time you get 1,000 points, you get a prestige reward. I don't think anyone's spent theirs yet. You can only spend your prestige rewards once. You get them for every 1,000 glory you have. And you can only spend them in the winter phase. So you can use one to raise any statistic on your character sheet by 1 point. You can use one to lower a passion by 1 point. You can use one to guarantee that you conceive an heir healthy. And you can use one to guarantee that another child of a different player is conceived healthy. End of a gen, just so you know. And we're about to get to this because you don't have to spend them now. But I'm just saying you have to note that you have them. We didn't do this step last time because things were happening. Would anyone? You're getting old. You're getting old now. Would anyone like to try and find a suitor, or actively have been looking for a suitor over the past year? Sequegan. All right, we'll start with you and then let everyone else think about whether or not you want to do it. Because I am using the Find a Spouse section of the Pendragon campaign kit.
Yes.
Matchmaker.
The Pendragon campaign kit is the Pendragon GM screen. Comes with a few booklets with extra rules, some scenarios, and one of them is finding a spouse. So there is a random wife and random husband table. The way this works is you roll a d20 and there are a few modifiers. And I will tell you the suitor that you can find. Now, the thing is you can be like, that's okay, but thank you. Lovely. You're very kind, but no. So you can also just take the roll. So you're going to roll a d20. The higher you roll in the d20, the better the potential suitor you are found is. And I'll tell you your modifiers beforehand. You get +1 for each 1,000 glory you have.
Ooh.
I'm literally at 2,988.
Oh, you're so close.
So you get +2. You get +1 for each point of homage you have above 15.
That's probably pretty high.
What's
exactly 15.
Okay. You get you don't have the money to give. Now you can make a courtesy roll if you would like.
Yeah. I just put a point in that.
No. You right now. You're like, I'm going to roll my courtesy.
No. I'm saying I just put a point in it. So
you
hopefully
did.
This,
okay, cool.
This helps.
Now the thing is, if you fail this, you can get negatives as well.
So you want
because you.
Oh yeah.
As in, like, if you pass it, you'll get a bonus. But if you fail or fumble it, it'll make the roll worse because you were trying to.
Natural 20.
Really? Okay.
I freaking fumbled it.
Oh,
right after you said that.
So you make that'll give you -2 because you would clearly. I don't know. Maybe you got a bit drunk at the party where you met the woman, and you. Or like the guys who are like, "Oh, here's Sequegan is looking for a wife. Perhaps your fine young daughter is like that guy over there doing the keg stand. I think not.
I have an 11 temperate.
Not that night. You didn't.
Not that night.
So what's your total modifiers then? I think at 0 then. Because you had +2 for the glory.
Yeah, it evened out to 0.
Oh, so it's just whatever you roll.
Let's see who you find.
Just roll another 20.
Maybe this isn't the year to find a spouse.
Because you are technically you are technically a vassal knight now. So you do have a different table than these other peasants will be rolling on if they want to find a
Sir Quegan is not the diamond of the season.
No. Could you roll a d20?
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Here we go. Natty 17.
That's good.
Okay. All right.
I thought about not rolling this die because I just rolled a natural 20. I was like,
So you meet Diana.
I love that name.
Hold on. Wrong number. Sorry. Yeah, Diana.
no.
No, I was right. Diana. She is the widow of a rich vassal knight.
Oh, yes.
You just make
so much money. This is so perfect for you.
I know.
Juicy, dude.
And you can marry her if you like. I can tell you right now, can you roll 4d6?
Can you give me any
Please.
personality traits? Or
I will in a second. Just roll 4d6. It doesn't matter. It's not-
And
Well, you want to get to know her before you decide if you want to marry her?
It's
I
not
don't
the
get
most
it.
important thing, Paula.
No. Here's the thing, though. So a friend of mine has got we were doing hot takes, like what's a hot take you have, just about whatever. His hot take was that marriage used to be for consolidating assets and land ownership, and love ruined it.
Hot take. That's hot take.
He's not married. He is single.
So I just roll 4d6, add it all up, and tell you the
add them
total.
together. Yeah.
Okay. 14.
14. So you have 14 treasure, and she will also. So her dowry will be 14 treasure, which I'll tell you about at another time. There's another table.
Okay.
And she though will maintain rights to some of the land as well. That's if you decide to marry her. Could you roll a d20 on the spouse's affection table, please?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh,
What'd you roll?
a natural 3.
Natural 3.
Ah.
So after
She's
spending a bit of
gonna
time with
loathe me.
Diana, no. After spending a bit of time with Diana, you met her at some event where you know,
Did a keg
the one
stand.
where you kickstand, yeah.
Mhm.
And she actually feels very loyal towards you. She's not in love with you. She feels very loyal, and she actually has a loyalty passion to Sir Queen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that might
You
be
know
about
what?
as good as it could get in this
Exactly.
society.
I think we all know the Queekster is a long shot for actual affection. So, this, I'll take it.
Okay, so you marry the widow Diana.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
an
got
alternate history.
married.
Yeah,
I love you, Betty.
Aw.
That's amazing.
So lovely.
wonder how that wedding was, everybody. Speaking
Yeah.
of this,
Was Dame Fiona temperate at the
though,
wedding?
during the wedding.
Well, it was her temperate year, right? So yes.
It was my temperate
exactly.
winter. Yeah. Hot girl summer, temperate night winter.
hot girl summer.
Temperate winter.
Yep.
It's also a event. Witnessing and hosting special events. You weren't marriage of a minor king. No, it doesn't count. Sorry, it's not a big deal. Your wedding was not a big deal in terms of glory. I just had to check. Alrighty.
I think
Would anyone
for
else like to try and find a spouse?
I think if Sophina being super chaste but also very religious thinks like she must.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
probably like she feels like it's part of her duty to do
So
all.
there is a
that
slightly different table
shenanigans.
for random husbands.
Okay.
So you are a household knight. So if same deal though, you can roll your so for every point of glory, for every 1,000 glory you have, you get +1 to the roll.
Okay. Man, I'm at 1963.
And what's your homage?
My homage is at an 18, so that's a +1 for that.
Well, that's actually for every point above 15 to a maximum of 10,
Oh.
so +3.
Oh,
Nice.
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 And
You're
if
so
you would
beautiful
like to
and
make
you
a
smell
courtesy
so
roll-
nice.
Let's make a courtesy roll because that's a 14. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's do the courtesy roll first. And I rolled a 3 under 14.
So you succeed, so that's another +1.
Nice.
+1.
Okay.
So that's a +5 to this
Okay.
roll.
Dude,
All right,
that
so
has to be some impressive
so
dude that
good.
lands Dame
Make
Sophia.
a roll. Make a roll.
Okay. So just like on a 20.
Oh, by the way, sorry, Joe, did you write down your spouse's name and the fact that she's loyal to you?
I did. I didn't write down loyal. I
write
wrote
down that.
down she loves
Yeah.
me, but I guess that was a
Yeah,
mistake.
we got to generate
I'll
that
delete that real
loyalty
quick.
pattern.
Yeah,
It's
delete
okay.
the love because that was
No,
clearly
so she
stated
doesn't
that
love
she
you.
does
She's loyal
not.
to you, and she's loyal to you 12. She has 12 loyalty if that comes up. So just make that a note of that on your sheet. That's
Will
a
do.
passion for loyalty. Sorry, Dame Sophina.
So I rolled a 12 on the die +5, so it's a 17.
17.
Yeah.
So you meet Maurice.
Maurice.
Maurice is a mounted sergeant.
Ooh.
He
will be.
earns £2 a year.
Wow.
That's more than Sir Quegan's new land holdings bring him in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I have 14 treasure.
Exactly.
And he looks
I don't know what
so
that
good
means.
in uniform.
So if you want to marry this guy, well, first of all, do you want to know if he's been married before and does he have any kids running around?
I think it'd be pertinent information.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it would be kind of important to know.
He is under the age of 45, so please roll a d6.
Oh, real quick question on that. Does the widow Diana have children?
It doesn't matter. She might.
I'm sorry, it doesn't matter?
No, because you will. If they have any heirs, sorry. The reason it matters for Dame Safina is because if this guy has any kids, they could lay claim to her stuff if he dies, etc.
Oh.
But the thing is, if you are marrying her and she's got kids, you become the new. If you're familiar with Hamlet, you want to know if you've got any kids.
Yeah, no, of course. But what I'm saying is that's not part of the table. It wasn't on there, and for me, and so I can just decide if she has kids or not. Narratively.
Well, what I was going to do is in a moment we're going to roll on the table to see if you produce a child.
Her kids don't matter to you because they aren't going to inherit your crap.
She has 7 stepchildren that all hate you with
Jesus.
That's
what I was trying to avoid, Brian. All right.
No, it's all right. Sorry, Dame Safina.
I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Okay, he has not been married before, which is good. And can you roll a d3 now?
Okay. So roll a d6 and
halve it. Yeah. So
yeah.
you roll a d6. Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a 6, so that'd be a 3.
Okay, so he does have one bastard child. It doesn't matter because it's a bastard child. All right.
My goodness.
But that might matter to you as to whether or not you want to marry this guy.
Yeah.
Maurice, the mounted sergeant.
God, he was so appealing until...
I know. Maybe she preys on it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, just have him written down because maybe you could marry him another time. I'm not sure if anyone else wants to try and get married. Remember, you can also meet people in game as well because the two of you sort of have. Well, Lord Robert's mother, don't you know?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Skid, I didn't tell you about this, but in the Pendragon Game Master's Handbook, there's an entire section on, I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, Fine Amour. Yes?
Oh, okay.
Do you know about this? It's
Is
the act of flirtation and love, but without doing the actual physical act of love.
Yeah, this is the courtly love thing that I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This whole area on that. Anyway, something.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Alrighty.
I think getting married at this juncture would be way too indulgent for the kind of winter I've been having. And so Dame Fiona is not interested yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also think Safina would turn this guy down. He's 45 and she's in her 20s, early 20s. And also I think her religious conviction would be nah, probably pass on this one.
Mm.
All right. So does anyone want to roll to see if they've had children? There was a chance you had children. So there's Sequegan. I mean, anyone can roll and be yeah, did I actually accidentally have a kid with somebody? But that's all right. It's more stressful for some of you than the other. But Sequegan.
How do we do this? Yes, I would like to.
So here's the thing. Whenever there's a chance that conception occurred during the year, the woman must roll her con, which in her case is a 13, applying any conception modifiers from her personal events.
This game is wild.
Yeah,
the number of tables in this game.
This is a bit tough. So there are following modifiers. -10 if she had a child in the last year, which she hasn't. -X, where X is the number of years she is over 35. -1 if she's poor. And -1 if she was impoverished. Which is none of the case.
Sense.
So I think it's just a straight roll against 13.
Straight roll against 13.
Yeah, her constitution is 13.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Natural 1.
Oh, okay, that's good. You passed.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you're.
Now, can
Are you having a baby?
One baby.
No, well, roll a d6.
Oh.
Sextuplets.
Yeah.
5.
5. You have a blessed birth of a boy.
Wow! Congratulations.
Hey.
Wow.
Now, can you
know
roll
what?
So, blessed births never roll for child survival. They are guaranteed to reach adulthood. So we just really skipped over any real
that's awesome.
bummer stuff
Holy
that would have happened.
crap.
That's great.
Also means that
Wow.
Yep. Okay. Oh, sorry.
That is amazing.
Could you roll a d20, please?
Yeah. 8.
8. The child is magnetic and will grow up to have a base flirting bonus of +5.
Holy cow! He must have got it from his mom, you know?
So
Yeah,
you
that
so
is
you must have got it from
amazing.
that baby that was making eyes at you earlier.
Oh, wow.
Cool. So
That
there's
is
no,
awesome.
no need for any of the tragedy table or infant survival table or cause of death table or anything like that, which is great.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's
indeed.
awesome.
What's your baby's name, Joe?
Yeah, you can think
Means
of
Sir Queegan.
My baby's name. I'm glad you asked, Paula. You know what? I'm just going to
Page
name
45. You can think about it.
What's that?
Page 45 has a big list of names as well.
Page 45 has a big list
Yeah.
of names.
What do you think? You think I've just been pulling these names out of my backside the whole time? Doing here?
Page
Maybe.
40. Oh, yeah, there it is. Page 45 is a list of names. Interesting. Oh my God, Melian. That's so funny. Now I see it.
You name after the monk. Name after the most important person in your father's life. Monk, Brother Melian.
Man. That is great.
Oh, that's how you spell Edwallin. Ah.
Yeah. Idwallen.
Oh, Idwallen. Oh, I see. Okay.
Saying Edwallen.
All right, I'm going to name this magnetic kid. This is a name that goes back for Skid and I. Little inside joke. Jasper, which is on this list.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name him Jasper. This magnetic, healthy, blessed boy.
And if we play long enough, you might one day play as Jasper with his extra.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
If your loyal wife, Diana.
It's just amazing.
Exciting.
My
There you
loveless marriage. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
My loveless, loyal marriage.
but loveless marriage.
Loyal, but loveless. And that brings us to the end of yet another winter phase. I hope everyone had a good time.
Dude, it was
and,
amazing.
We did it.
All right.
Love the winter phase.
Yeah, we're a big
Love the winter phase. It's just so much story. So much story is happening. You know?
And I've made notes. The GMs out there, it makes a big difference when there are little seeded things for you to draw upon. But we'll be back next week with more Pendragon as we start a new story. And unfortunately, I have to say that in the following year, drum beats and horn blasts will sound across the land as war marches on Lord Robert. And it will fall to his knights to defend the realm.
Yep.
So join us next week for Pendragon Under an Iron Sky here on the Glass Cannon Network.
Amazing.
See you then. Bye, everybody.
See you then. Bye, everybody.